The British Constitution has always been puzzling and always will be. This new power, which has proved itself to be such a terrifying weapon of destruction, is harnessed for the first time for the common good of our community. These wretched babies don't come until they are ready. I have to be seen to be believed. To the suggestion that Great Britain might someday want a republic, we'll go quietly. I hope people will think very carefully about the future. Before each of numerous portrait sittings, now then, with teeth or without. Families, friends and communities often find a source of courage rising up from within. Indeed, sadly, it seems that it is tragedy that often draws out the most and the best from the human spirit. I should like to be a horse. "1992 is not a year I shall look back on with undiluted pleasure. In the words of one of my more sympathetic correspondents, it has turned out to be an annus horribilis. For me, heaven is likely to be a bit of a come down." What were once only hopes for the future have now come to pass. I believe that there is a great fear in our generation of being labeled as priggish. It has perhaps always been the case that the waging of peace is the hardest form of leadership of all. True patriotism doesn't exclude an understanding of the patriotism of others. They are not royal. They just happen to have me as their aunt. It's all to do with the training. You can do a lot if you're properly trained. Cowards falter, but danger is often overcome by those who nobly dare. Work is the rent you pay for the room you occupy on earth. It has been women who have breathed gentleness and care into the hard progress of humankind. We all need to get the balance right between action and reflection. With so many distractions, it is easy to forget to pause and take stock. It has turned out to be an annus horribilis. Good memories are our second chance at happiness. Family does not necessarily mean blood relatives but often a description of a community, organization or nation. When life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down and accept defeat. Instead, they are all the more determined to struggle for a bet. Family does not necessarily mean blood relatives but often a description of a community, organization or nation. When life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down and accept defeat. Instead, they are all the more determined to struggle for a bet. Let us not take ourselves too seriously. None of us has a monopoly on wisdom. No one who knew Diana will ever forget her. Millions of others who never met her, but felt they knew her, will remember her. In remembering the appalling suffering of war on both sides, we recognize how precious is the peace we have built in Europe since 1945. Like all best families, we have our share of eccentricities, of impetuous and wayward youngsters and of family dis. We lost the American colonies because we lacked the statesmanship to know the right time and the manner of yielding what is impossible to keep. It is easy enough to define what the Commonwealth is not. Indeed, this is quite a popular pastime. Mrs. President, speaking at Dublin Castle, cannot possibly ignore the weight of history, as yesterday when you and I laid wreaths in memorial gardens. The historical rise of a nation in the long run is due to the health of the hearts of men and women. I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. I myself prefer my New Zealand eggs for breakfast. I have in sincerity pledged myself to your service, as so many of you are pledged to mine. Throughout all my life and with all my heart I shall strive to be worthy of your trust. These wretched babies don't come until they are ready. Like all the best families, we have our share of eccentricities, hasty and wayward youths, and family feuds. My husband has been my strength and lived for many years, and I owe him more debt than he ever claims. I can't take you to the battlefield. I don't give you laws or administer justice, but I can do something else. I can give my heart and devotion to this old island and to everyone. It's all about training. You can do a lot.